Alright, so I figured today we'll try something a little different. Instead of working on the old turbocharged stuff, let's try something a little more modern. So this is my Neon. You've probably seen it on the channel a few times. It's been my daily for a couple of years now. I've been having an issue with it since I bought the car, and I never decided to rectify it. So this car has the factory, not the factory, but the aftermarket cold air intake from AGP. I hate it. It sucks. So I have it over there, because long story short, I've almost hydro-locked this motor 3 times now, and I'm finally just going to fix it, because what's happening is the intake sits in here, and it's only about, it literally is about the same height as the bumper, so it's that far off the ground. That's not too big of an issue. That's fine. Problem is there's no guard, so when you drive in the rain, the wheel slings water all over it, and eventually, if you've ever put like a wet blanket over your face, you can't breathe through it. Well, I've already changed this filter before, but this is what like a year and a half of driving on this filter looks like without a cover on it. So one thing is this entire side is coated in oil because I didn't have a catch can on it for a long time. Second thing is it's just kind of a crappy filter. So I bought another one. So I'm gonna get this put on there, but first off, we're going to take the wheel off and we're gonna fabricate a cover. So for those who haven't seen inside of a Neon before, there's your intake spot, which is where my tube comes out, and then this. So I think normally there'd be a shroud in here and be bolted here and here. So I think I'm gonna try to utilize these points, and if possible, that point right there, and maybe that one. Kind of doubt I'm gonna be able to get that one. So my idea is I have some extra pieces of aluminum. So I'm going to try to take a piece of cardboard, shape this out to the correct shape, and then I can bolt it in here. So I think if I'm sure these 2 points of attachment would be fine, but if I could get like either something down here, or especially these 2, that would work perfect. Because that's 4 points of attachment, I'm not worried about that going anywhere. And part of my design is I'm hoping I can have something down here, just because. And then, at the very least, keep a shield to keep the water from getting in there. I'm going to have a mighty fine problem trying to get well, hopefully, I don't have a problem with the tire rubbing. Because that's going to have to be a point, because those tires are 20 or so millimeters wider than the factory one. On top of that, they have some gnarly offset. Like, my car looks like a monster truck, but you have to see how far these tires poke. Like, I didn't order these wheels. This is the wheels that came on it. It's got poke. Like, I can't go any lower than what it is on now. It's got coilovers on it. Normally you can fit 235s underneath a lower car, but because my offset is so far out, I can't do that. So I'm gonna have to take that into account. So I'm gonna get the hood taken off, or open the hood and get the intake put on there so I can know where I can go from there. And let's do that. Alright, so here's my horrendous, I need to clean the engine bay, but you know, I've never touched this car. I put that on it, and the battery post connectors, and the motor mounts. That's pretty much all I've ever done this car, because, oh, the float back, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I don't touch it. So, here's a piece of aluminum, at least I think it's aluminum. If not, whatever, I can mold it either way if I have to. So, got that. So, here's how the intake system works if you've never seen it. Goes from the turbo over, down, through here, and goes down to right there. So, as you can see, kind of a crappy spot to put it. So, I'm going to go get a piece of cardboard. I'm going to kind of mock this up with a piece of cardboard. And then, hopefully, with either one piece or 2 pieces, I can, you know, do some crap right here to make a water shield. Because I'm probably going to have to start it from up here. But I don't know. Guess we'll just, since see how it goes. Alright, so not really proud of this, but it'll work. I'm losing the care of doing this correctly, but anyway, so 2 signs, plastic riveted together. Got a point up there that you can attach to the fender right there, and then you got this spot right here which goes right there, and there's this hole for a zip tie loop to go right there. So that's what, 3 points of contact. I'd like to have another one, but without a lot of effort I can't really do that, so let me get it attached after I paint it. So here's what I ended up with. It looks pretty factory if I do say myself. So plastic pop-in clip, which seems to be working. Zip tie, and there's a zip tie on the other side holding it. Like the bottom's really good, top is a little flimsy, but I'll fix that later if I can. But now I need to test to see if the wheel can go on and see if the tire clears this, and if it comes back it's going to catch this lip, because either 2 things are going to happen. This clip and that zip tie are going to break and this falls out, or it rips this entire fender off. So need to test it now. Alright, give it a little test drive, and you can see right there. Good lord, that is a loud G37. Anyway, right here there's a witness mark, so it does rub, but I think I'm gonna leave it. I don't know. Guess we'll see. I'll give this a shot and see how that goes. Better than nothing, right? Alright, so I've put about a couple 100 miles on this, and so far that's the only spot it's rubbing. I've gone through big potholes, 40 mile an hour, 50 mile an hour, sometimes 70 mile an hour turns, and so far it hasn't really done much. I've drove through the rain a couple times, and so far so good. I guess the only really spot water could get into is, up there, and it's kind of hard for it to fly down enough to actually get on the filter itself, but I'll call this a success until it isn't. So guess thanks for watching.